Using the same project in Two Chevening Answers is not automatically a failure, but retelling the same story twice usually wastes words and hides the breadth of your evidence. The key question is whether the second answer adds a genuinely different material point. This lesson shows how to distinguish a brief cross-reference from repetition, allocate primary examples across the 4 answers, and audit consistency without manufacturing new experiences. Each Chevening answer performs a different assessment job. Leadership proves a decision, influence, and result. Relationship building proves trust, reciprocity, and a shared outcome. Course choice proves that specific learning closes a demonstrated gap. Career planning proves a feasible route to impact. Reuse becomes risky when one project is forced to perform all 4 jobs or when the same paragraphs are merely relabeled. A cross-reference may use one sentence to identify a familiar project, then move immediately to different evidence. A retelling repeats the same obstacle, actions, and result. If the second answer needs the full chronology to make sense, consider another example. If it can use the project as context and reveal a different relationship, learning need, or future implication, limited reuse may be efficient and coherent. Build an evidence allocation table before drafting. Assign one primary proof object to each answer. The course and career answers may refer to earlier experiences, but their primary evidence is different. A capability gap, verified learning, roles, partners, and milestones. Leadership and relationship answers should usually feature distinct episodes. This gives the reviewer more independent reasons to trust the applicant and reduces the temptation to repeat polished wording. Limited reuse can work when a large project contains separate events. One episode may show the applicant influencing a resistant decision maker. Another may show a sustained reciprocal partnership developed later. The people, contribution, and outcome should be meaningfully different. Reuse can also connect a demonstrated problem to the course or career plan. The second use should deepen the application, not simply remind the reviewer of the applicant's strongest achievement. Repeated stories create 3 costs. First, they consume the limited word budget. Second, they reduce evidence breadth. The reviewer learns less about how the applicant behaves in different contexts. Third, repeated retelling can create contradictions in dates, numbers, roles, or attribution. Even accurate repetition can feel like over-reliance on one success. Use the strongest example where it performs the clearest assessment job and protect the other answers for new evidence. If one project appears twice, create a shared fact line containing the date, role, participants, result, and limits of your contribution. Both answers must respect it. Then specify the distinct lens for each use. Do not make yourself the sole leader in one answer and an equal partner in another without explaining the difference. Consistency is not identical wording. It is compatible facts and attribution across the application and interview. Consider a composite clinic reporting project. The leadership answer focuses on the applicant's decision to redesign a failing process and influence internal approval. A relationship answer could use a later, distinct episode in which clinic managers and the applicant build a reciprocal feedback routine that sustains reporting. If both answers repeat the redesign meeting and the same adoption result, the reuse fails. These are planning notes, not application wording. Before reusing an example, complete one sentence. The second answer will teach the reviewer this new material point. If the point is only that the project was successful or that the applicant worked hard, choose another example. A valid material point might be reciprocal trust, a different influence mechanism, a capability gap revealed by failure, or a later scale-up milestone. Record the exact facts supporting that new point. In a 300-word answer, repeated context has a visible opportunity cost. Count the words spent reintroducing the organization, project, and result. Ask what new evidence could occupy that space. A one-sentence reference may preserve coherence, but a full paragraph often displaces the relationship contribution, module detail, or career milestone the answer is meant to assess. Allocate words according to the answer's job, not attachment to a favorite story. Create 4 rows for the answers and columns for primary example, assessment job, new facts, shared facts, and result. Highlight any project appearing more than once. If the second row cannot name new evidence, replace it. If it can, check whether a brief reference is enough. Then read the answers together. The set should show coherent direction and distinct evidence, not four unrelated identities or one story told four times. Do not invent a second example simply to avoid repetition. A truthful limited reuse is safer than fabricated breadth, but search carefully for smaller real episodes first. Use a paper matrix or the guided checklist linked below. Verify the live questions and keep private details out of public comments. Chevening prohibits AI-generated application answers, so the final reasoning, selection, and wording must remain your own.